In today's video, we're going to be building interior walls with a door in it. And when I say there's a door in it, I mean it's just an opening, a rough opening for an interior door once the actual drywall's up and all of that in the future. So you got two different types of walls. You got load bearing and you got non-load bearing. Both of them are very important and are built differently. So if you're new to this channel, my name's Josh. This channel is all about building your own house and saving a ton of money. So be sure to subscribe, hit the bell so you get a notification every time I release a new video, and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. All right, let's get started. First thing you need to do is look at your plans and see if your wall you're going to get ready to build is load bearing or not. So if it's load bearing, make sure you got your headers ready and you know the size of your door openings. So I looked at my plans, I already know that. If you look here, I got my headers built there in the background. They're ready to go, and I know this is a load bearing wall. And now I need to chalk some lines back here to see exactly where it's going to be setting, and then go ahead and I'll show you how to lay out the wall. All right, so we got our line chalk that you just seen me do, and if you look down here, we got our plate, we got our chalk line right here. And go ahead and line your plates up next to it. I usually use as long as plates as I can get, so they're typically 16 footers. So if you come down here, just get lined up. Then get your next one over here. That's going to be the top plate lined up as well. And now, once you get your plates cut 16 foot even, those 16 footers come like 16 and a quarter. You got to come exactly 16 foot. That way your layout breaks out even. And then just get the remainder cut between there and right here where this wall ends, right here on this chalk line. And as you can see, that's where the wall we're building is going to be setting. And then the X is the side the wall sets on. Very important. So I already got them cut. I'm going to lay those up against those. And that's going to be all the plates for the walls. We got a door going right against this wall. That's going to be the door going into the gym. So we know our jack, which is our trimmer, and our king stud's 3 inches. So went ahead and put that layout there. Then we know the door's going to be 30 inches between here and the next jack, because that's our rough opening. So actually it's a 30-inch door, so the rough opening between here and here needs to be whatever size door plus 2 inches. So that's 32 inches. And if you come down here to this side, we got a door down here going into a closet. And this is going to get a 24-inch door, so same thing, jacks between them is 26 inches. So that way, when you have a 24-inch door, the rough opening needs to be 2 inches bigger as well. And even though it's a load bearing or non-load bearing, it doesn't matter, it's the same rough opening. All right, so what we're going to do, here's these plates that's on the floor ready to go. So this brace over here is in the way. We need to knock that brace out of the way. Then we're going to spread apart those plates, then lay out the wall, and then go ahead and shoot it together. Alright, so this header is 29 inches. By the time you put a trimmer on each side, that door opening I was showing you down there, it's going to make it the rough opening 26. You'll see the final product here in just a minute. Alright, so we have this opening laid out. Like I said, put the header in up here, and it's just sitting here right now. You want to put about 10 nails in each side of the header, and then about 10 nails in the other side. Just line it up on the layout you made earlier. Just tack it where it goes. I'll tack a nail down on an angle if the jack's a little twisted to take more of the twist out. Alright, so what you do now, after you got your opening tacked into place on the top plate and bottom plate, so now it's anchored, not going anywhere. If you look, we need 1 block here, 2, 3 blocks, and they need to be 12¼ inches. So we just cut 12¼ inch blocks, come back, nail them into place. All right, this is the other opening. Now we're going to do what we did to the other opening to this opening, other than this is the 32-inch opening and that was the 26-inch opening on the load-bearing wall. All right, so right here we got a wall intersecting, so we got to build the corner for that, and then we're going to shoot that in. So I'm going to show you how that's done. So all you got to get is 2 studs laying beside each other and put blocks. Doesn't matter what length, as long as they're over about 8 inches. Space them out evenly, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then one in the middle, and just shoot them together. 2 nails on each side. Alright, just put it on your layout that you made earlier. So now that we got all of our door openings in and the partition corners in, you just go through and nail off your studs onto the layout you made earlier, and that will be the wall rough framed. All right, we got that wall framed up. Now we got to stand it up and anchor it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, there it is, stood up and braced, and that is what a weight-bearing interior wall looks like. You got your header up here that's going to carry the weight of whatever truss or floor joist is sitting up here, and the studs are going to carry the weight down to the floor joist on the weight-bearing wall below. Always line up my joists with a stud. That makes the strongest design, so that's always a plus. So now that you see how to build a weight-bearing wall with a door, we're going to build interior wall that has no weight-bearing load on it next. All right, so I got this door opening behind me on a non-load bearing wall, and the biggest difference I'll show you right off the bat is for a header, all you got to do is use a 2x4 turn down. So it's going to be sitting in the door opening like this, so it's just like a big header, except it's obviously not for weight, it's just for drywall. So I'll show you exactly how I frame it together, and it's very simple. And if you can do a load-bearing wall, you can do a non-load-bearing wall very easy. All right, so it's a 35-inch 2x4, and just lay it right in the jacks, just like you would the weight-bearing header. So now that that's in here, just measure and get the cripples. All right, so those cripples are 21 7/8, so it looks like we need 1, 2, 3. We need 4 of them, 21 7/8, and that's just going to fill in above the door. Boom. So in order to get your layout on that 2x4 that we're using as a header, you can either lay that 2x4 up against that top plate and just trace the layout. But what I do most of the time is go ahead and just nail it on and then measure 16 on center on the bottom side. So I'll show you. So from here to here, going off the layout's 2 1/4. So come down here. Right there's 2 1/4. Just get it on that mark. And then, so we know that's 16 on center layout. So pull it over, just get 16 off that. All right. And that's how you build an opening for an interior wall that is non-load bearing. All right, so now that we got the header part built with the cripples done, we gotta go down to the bottom and nail it to the bottom plate. I almost forgot that there's a wall going in between this wall and the wall back there. So I'm gonna have to make a partition corner real quick. All right, so now we nail those studs. Now we got our corner in that we almost forgot. Let's get her done. Let's get this wall up. Now that's a workout. Alright, so here's the difference between an interior non-load bearing wall with a door. As you can see, it does not have a big header like the load bearing wall. So typically I build these load bearing walls with 2x12s doubled up with a piece of 1/2 inch sheathing between them. So that's what I build my headers out of. And if you were to measure from here to here, this is for a 30-inch door and it's 32 inches for rough opening. And you'll want to check with whatever door you're getting and see the rough opening it requires. So that is the difference between a load bearing and non-load bearing wall with a door in it. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Alright, peace.